This is the Wealthy Wednesday Show with your host, Luci McMonagle, a money manifestor, coach, and public speaker who's on a mission to helping you create more wealth in your life and business. This show will inspire and empower you with various topics and has expert guests. Let's welcome your host, Luci McMonagle.
Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and today I have some incredible guests. Have you ever dreamt about having that laptop business, being able to be a digital nomad anywhere? Have you considered yourself possibly a gypsy or a bohemian with this creative artistic flair, and you want to travel the world and still make that impact? Well, today we have some incredible guests, and we have Teresa de Grosbois, and we have Pam Bayne, and they are visionary in creating this beautiful oasis for women entrepreneurs. Let's give a warm welcome to Pam and Teresa. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday Show.
Thanks. It's great to be here. Hi, Luci. Thank you for inviting us.
Wow, you have this beautiful community that you two are creating in Costa Rica that is to help women entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that really truly desire to have this impact on the world and to have massive influence, but still be able to have this beautiful place to work out of and to play out of part of the year. Could you tell us a little bit about this imagination, this dream that you two are creating and building?
Well, it's we're affectionately calling it our home for enlightened gypsies. Mm-hmm. It was really spurned out of the Evolutionary Business Council. A number of our members, the council is essentially speakers, trainers, authors, digital nomads from all over the world who are really looking to cause change and teach transformational principles and consciousness principles. And a number of them said, hey, we should think about doing some kind of community together, even if some of us are only there part of the year. And so Vistamundo was born.
And Vistamundo, for those who don't have a bit of Spanish, means worldview, because we're looking at this as a global community. That's what being a digital nomad is about.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. So can you tell us a little bit on, we often live about these dreams. We talk about these dreams, and you two are living it out. What you already specified that the individuals were telling you should create a community, a global community for digital nomads. But what were some of the very basic steps that you two took in order to take this dream into a reality?
I think that really starts with what Teresa created with the Evolutionary Business Council. So because it's her passion and what she created, it started in 2009, of bringing thought leaders together who are already bringing transformational principles to the world. But as a collective group, how can they support each other to make it, it's beyond words, really, what it's able to achieve. So Teresa, why don't you share a little bit about how that came about?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to say we had a well thought out plan. And the reality is it's somewhat just fell in our lap. And then we realized, wow, this makes massive sense. When we went back and researched, is this, it's all coming together so powerfully and so easily. Is this really a good idea? Should we do it? And then when we started researching it, we found that, Costa Rica is one of the most powerful energetic centers of the world. It's, in fact, there's a lot of, people who believe that it may be one of the birthplaces of humanity or the birthplace of humanity. Long ago it was adjacent to Africa. There's also a lot of reasons to love Costa Rica. It's warm in the winter and cool in the summer from the temperature's even all year round, right? So people from Texas love coming here in the winter, and people in the summer, and people from Canada love coming here in the winter. And so we thought, well, that just makes huge sense to create, an enlightened timeshare kind of idea where we can, all of those of us who are teaching principles, whether it's in business or whether it's in health or whether it's in, spirituality and empowerment, but all of us who are teaching things could come and we could share a facility and we could share places to live and actually have this really magical spot on Earth that's in the middle of paradise.
Wow. Wow. So Teresa, you and Pam have been talking about the Evolutionary Business Council, the EBC. Teresa, can you tell us a little bit about this baby that you have and how did this grow? And tell us a little bit more.
Well, the EBC is trainers, speakers, authors, podcasters, radio hosts from all over the world. Our goal is that transformational principles will reach 1.2 billion people by the year 2020 by helping 1,200 thought leaders each reach 1 million people. And, standing inside that goal, we really just have a lot of fun together. We stand in the context that if you take people who are out to cause change, the everyday heroes of the world, the local change agents, and you create community around them so they can become really good friends and fall in love with each other, then anytime somebody's up to something, they've got an army of people at their back to create word of mouth and influence around what they do. So a lot of what the EBC is people who create positive change in the world just really supporting each other.
Wow. Wow. That is so powerful. And you mentioned that some of the members from the EBC, they were looking at creating an actual community. And out of all of the places in the world, you chose Costa Rica because it's a spiritual center. You chose it because it possibly might be one of the very first places humanity was brought about and the temperatures are even. But I'm sure there's other places in the world that have even temperatures and might be spiritual, etc. Why Costa Rica?
Well, it's also the people of Costa Rica. They're actually amazing. They love North Americans. They love Europeans. It's a very sophisticated country, but that it's still in touch with the natural side of the world. You can see it, like you can walk down the street and say hello to someone. My Spanish is terrible, I admit that. But the people are so gracious and open helping me get through buying just groceries. So it's the people as much as the country that drew us here. It's also, it's quite cosmopolitan. Technologically speaking, being a digital nomad, you need to be able to get on the internet to keep your business going. So that's an important factor. And it's just the people and the ability to get here easily, because now they have direct flights from England and Europe. There are many direct flights from North America. So for a lot of the people, especially in the EBC, they have places they have to be to go and speak, commitments that they have. So for them, we checked out, and it's easy for them to fly down here. Where we're going to be is only an hour from the airport. So just in general, it just makes life easy. The idea of doing this is to make life even more easier.
The truth is, I'd love to say we chose Costa Rica. The truth is Costa Rica chose us, Everyone who came to us with this idea, Costa Rica was in the first sentence out of their mouth. I'm like, and I'm one of those people when the universe starts whacking me about the head with something, I pay attention, right? And when you have 30 or 40 people all in the space of a few months saying we should do something in Costa Rica, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people being called to Costa Rica right now. I don't know why. But you know what? If you're one of them, come find us.
Wow, Teresa, Costa Rica sounds absolutely amazing. Can you tell us the vision that you have for this community, and what are both of your ideas on how it's going to grow and evolve?
Well, we really created an environment where a number of the EBC members are each buying lots. It's not a community where any one member owns it. We're all collaborating on it. But we're also setting up structures so that people that just want to come and be with us for a month every year or 2 months every year can buy, what we're affectionately calling an enlightened timeshare. It's about a third to a quarter of the price that you'd normally expect timeshares to be, without all you can eat crappy food thrown in. It's more a creation of how do we all share the costs of building something that's really cool. And we're going to do the same thing with the retreat center, actually. People can own a single day of the retreat center or 2 days of the retreat center on a timeshare basis and come and host retreats once a year too. So it's going to be a lot of fun what we're creating.
And it's not just the work. It's the community that you create around this, and fun. Fun's big in my life. So, we want, and everyone who is showing up to participate, it's one of those things. If you talked to us 2 years ago, this didn't exist. But it's the people who have shown up just at the right moment who said, yes, we want to be part of this because we can see the vision. We can see where this is going to be, and we want to be part of it because they see the foundation of the commitment to others, the commitment to the world. It's the commitment to each other that really comes through. Everyone wants to see everyone else succeed. Yeah. Is what it's about.
Wow, and that's really the way that we are moving towards is collaboration, cooperation, and the paradigm of competition it's dying, in my opinion, or from my world, I should say. And this is really one of the next steps for the global entrepreneurs that are digital, that really truly want to be with the community. And still be able to have their own life and travel and have so much fun. So can you tell us, our listeners, a little bit on how can our listeners manifest this in their lives? How can they get a little piece of this dream going on with them?
Actually, I'm going to quote Teresa, and hopefully I get the quote right because she's sitting next to me, is that if you dream without action, it's just dreaming. And you do actually have to take actionable steps. And if you're in a business that is brick and mortar, it's you have to look at how you can either have someone else come in and take that side of it, and then you manage it from your computer. It's the beauty of the computer. I can take it anywhere in the world, which I have done. New Zealand, Europe, wherever, all across North America. And Central America now, but it's creating your business so that you run your business, the business doesn't run you, and that's one of the keys of being a digital nomad. And maybe it is, if you do have a brick and mortar, maybe it's looking at transitioning to something else, or like I said, have someone else take over that portion of your business. Just depends on what your goals are. If your goal is so that every year from December through to April, I want to be in Costa Rica because the weather's nice, then look at how can you manage your life. What do you need to change? And again, it's what are the steps that you need to take to make those things happen in your life?
Exactly.
Quote right.
More or less, yeah. And really, if this inspires you and you want to find out more, reach out to us because there's a lot of people teaching how to create this life too. And, we can hook you up with people that can show you how to create that business. I know, Luci, you're doing a lot in the space of helping people get set up as digital nomads.
Yes.
Love your work, by the way. I'd come on your show any day of the week because I'd happily shout you out, And, there's different aspects you can learn from different people. Creating the life of your dreams is almost like committing to doing a university degree. And there's not going to be just one person that you need to learn from or just one step you need to take. There might be, 40 or 50 steps you need to take over the next couple of years. Different things you need to learn, different mentors you need to learn under. Many of them are in our community, right? You know that, Luci. That's how we met, right? And, but, the next step is to just take action, find out more. And come on a call with us and see if this matches the life that you really want to create for yourself. And
I just want to add to that. Like I said, if 2-3 years ago, this opportunity didn't exist for us. And sometimes it's just learning not to say no. Because I couldn't see what the next step would be. Instead of saying no, it was like, okay, well, let's take this one step. Let's take this other step. Sometimes the steps were like dead ends, and it's like, okay, let's back up a step and go this way. But it's taking one action at a time. You don't actually have to know where you're going to be in 5 years in that sense. Yeah, I like how Sheryl Sandberg and Jennifer Huff talk about it. They say lean in. Lean into the life you want, and maybe you can't fully create it all right now, but what can you create? Lean in that direction because if this calls you, then that's a direction that your heart's wanting to go in. So lean in.
Who exactly is this for?
No, this is really for individuals who see themselves wanting to be part of a community that's committed to transformational training, whether it's training in business or training in empowerment or training in health. There'll be workshops going all the time. It's for people who just want to have a balanced life and for part of the year come and live in paradise with us. You know, we're going to have a lot of community resources like a large community pool and shared business resource centers so people can come and run their businesses from there. It's for people who really believe in creating their best life through relationships and learning and actually physically locating yourself in somewhere that inspires you. You know, this community has beautiful, spectacular views of the Pacific Ocean and is at the perfect elevations for indoor-outdoor living. You know, it's not so close to the coast that it's stinking hot and just close enough that it's spectacularly beautiful.
So can you tell us, how can we get a hold of you and find out more information about this fabulous paradise?
Well, we're setting up calls. People can come on and get their questions answered and ask us all about it. We have general information on our main website, vistamundo.info, and we have a special sign-up page, which is
vistamundo.info/live.
Yeah, so if you like, you can join us there. There's a spot where you can register for one of our upcoming calls and find out more about what we're doing.
Fabulous. So thank you. And Pam and Teresa, this is like a dream come true for entrepreneurs that really still want to keep their business going. And even if they have a brick and mortar building, there's so many entrepreneurs that have 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings or 5 buildings as brick and mortar, but they have somebody else managing it and they're doing it from their laptop and they're managing the managers. So it's still possible to have either a brick and mortar building or be a digital nomad and come here. You have business resources with business people. So it's not like you're going on a vacation resort where you're with a whole bunch of people that don't get you, that don't understand you.
Exactly.
And this is revolutionary, in my opinion, so that we as a collaborative collectiveness can have the relationships as business leaders that are making an impact and changing the world.
Absolutely.
Wow. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Pam, for being on the Wealthy Wednesday show. This has been amazing. And the vision that you two have is so incredibly inspiring for not only me, but also, I believe, to my tribe, to the individuals that are following me. Is there any last comments that, well, I'll start with Pam, Pam, would you like to leave first?
Really, we're a community of lifelong learners. So if you're a lifelong learner, then come talk to us. Find out how that you can be a part, play, laugh, love. It's going to be a fun community.
Fabulous.
And all I would say is, you know, your dreams are bigger to you than they are to anyone else in the world because they're your dreams, right? So right now in this moment when you're considering this, you're probably got a lot of negative self-talk coming up because when we really think about stepping into our own dreams, there's a whole lot of worthiness conversation that comes up, or I'm not important, or I couldn't possibly do that. And our own dreams actually fire that more than anything else does. And there's no one else there more hardwired to live your dreams than you are, because you're going to be more passionate about your dreams. You're going to be way better at enrolling people in them. So if this aligns with who you are and what your dreams are, give yourself permission to take action around your dreams, because until you do, you're just dreaming.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so kindly for empowering women to dream, entrepreneurs to dream, and to be able to have a spot where they can go to on a part-time basis as a digital nomad. So thank you so kindly. And I want to thank my guest also. Thank you for being a part of my tribe, listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. I am bringing you top experts from around the world that are helping you build your dream, your life, so that you can have the impact on the world. So until next time, abundant blessings.
Thank you, Luci. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday Show with Luci McMonagle. That's on every Wednesday. Join us next time for more inspiration and empowerment from various topics and expert guests. To personally contact Luci McMonagle, visit LuciMcMonagle.com. That's LuciMcMonagle.com. Until next time, many blessings.